And we're fucking right back.
We are back. We got that Cheryl Miller energy up in here.
I know, man. It's getting good in this one. Whew, I'm ready. You guys ready?
I'm ready to do this like dunking on a 5-foot white woman.
Easy as pie.
Yeah, and we're back at the Sports Experience Podcast. I'm Chris Quinn with my co-host Dom DiTolla. We're here with our guest, Clint Lapsansky. I messed up your name for the first time in like months and months, but I think it happens to you more than anybody else that I've ever seen. It's not even a hard one.
It's a ridiculous Polish name. It's okay.
Co-host of the Man's Gender podcast. If anyone wants to check that out, it's only on YouTube because they're just like on everything.
No, it's on YouTube, and you can also pay money.
Oh yeah, for Patreon.
Yeah, go to Patreon, and you can see stuff that's too risque for YouTube.
That's right.
So
that's right.
YouTube overlords canceling, but not them. No, it's a great podcast.
Mm-hmm. And we're here for part 2 of Malice in the Palace, and we're just going to get right into, pretty much what happened. We're getting right into the game. We led up to this.
What's the date?
November 19th, 2004.
November 19th, 2004. Anybody got a day on that?
No, I don't.
No, not a day of the week.
Let's just go ahead and say a Wednesday.
It sounds like a Wednesday.
because it's their 9/11. Let's call it a Tuesday.
You know what? No, hold on. Let me say this, and I took note of this in the documentary. He said it was a Friday because the audience was getting a little bit loose, it's a Friday late show.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Like it's a Friday late show, and they're like, I hate my boss.
Oh, those
and
heckling
I'm gonna
audience
Friday
members.
night in the Palace.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I like that. Very good. And who doesn't get getting liquored up on a Friday?
No, exactly. Especially in
God.
Detroit.
Oh,
you've been working in a factory that's going to get shut down in a month.
You've been avoiding RoboCop trying to murder you. Yeah,
Yeah, it's 2004. That thing was a week away from getting shut down.
Yeah.
They had no idea.
You're just setting bonfires in abandoned buildings and let's go watch the
Honestly,
Pistons
God
play.
bless these people.
Yeah.
They deserved this.
Yeah.
Their whole livelihood's about to change. They don't even know.
All
they don't
of
even
the
know.
past events have been leading to this for them.
Not a clue what's
with
about to happen.
God damn.
Financially for them.
Yes, exactly. But this is
no idea what's coming.
Not a clue.
Didn't even see it coming.
Not a game has been sold out since, but
Yeah, right. I would just go back for the nostalgia.
don't even have the big seats upstairs.
Let's be honest, the Palace isn't even there anymore. They destroyed
Yeah,
it.
they destroyed
There's no
it.
luxury boxes at Detroit games.
No.
Nobody can afford that.
No way.
So let's get right into this game, and I want to bring
you
up
go.
one of my favorite parts from the documentary because Detroit had a very unique announcer to bring everybody out.
Yeah, that's right.
And Steven Jackson goes, when he did that Ben Wallace intro, I was like, all right, we're going to bust these dudes' ass. Like, it was such a thing for this team where they were just like, we're going to absolutely destroy them because I fucking hate that intro. And I was like, oh, God, I love that.
No offense to you. It's kind of like when Hawaii does the haka.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And then everybody, there's
they're just
you just have the BYU Cougars looking over, there's 30-year-old white Mormons
Those
looking
assholes.
at them like, what are you we're going to kill you by 30 points.
We already
What the
converted
hell?
most of you. We're going to
This
beat
is
your ass.
ridiculous.
They're
what
like,
is
my
happening right
8-year-old son does that. Please
Yeah,
stop.
right.
I don't like it either because they always do it and then everybody stops and watches.
Yeah.
Like they did it in the Olympics and the basketball team I would have been like, if I was a coach, I would just be like, keep doing layups.
Yeah.
Don't even pay attention to this. We
You know
got
what?
a game to
Let's
play.
do some Globetrotter stuff. You know what I mean? Just like throwing it up.
Sweet Georgia Brown.
Yep.
Yeah.
But no, and it's just adding more fuel because, as we said on the first episode, the previous year, the Pistons ended the Pacers season in the Eastern Conference Finals, and that jealousy of the Pistons going on to win the NBA Finals has to just fucking piss them off.
Oh, yeah, they
royally.
were mad.
Oh, yeah.
They were mad. And then you have the guy going, Ben. But
that was just my favorite. Steven Jackson just being like, and that lit my fire.
Yep,
I was like,
I'm pissed.
yep.
Yeah, give Steven Jackson a reason to do anything. That's not a good choice.
Yep.
Like, Jesus Christ. And
And Reggie Miller was on the sideline being like, I like it.
I'm entertained.
You know what? This is fun. You guys having fun?
They're having fun. I'm having fun.
I
That's
like
nice.
basketball.
I wanted my sister watching the game.
It's got that Cheryl Miller energy, you know
I
what I
bet
mean?
Cheryl could kick Ben Wallace's ass.
I bet you she could.
But they start the game, and the Pacers come out like fucking gangbusters.
Oh, Ron
yeah.
Artest.
They never
that first
didn't
quarter.
have the lead
Yeah.
in that game.
Yeah.
Like, they were up 59-43 by halftime, and that's after fucking Detroit cut that lead. So, I mean, they're out and out just dominating the shit out of them.
But they pulled a UCLA there.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
they pulled a UCLA and they were like pressing and had their starters in and
Yeah.
shit
They
in like
kept
the
it going
third and the
through.
fourth. Like they're up by 15, and then the fan it's already people have left.
Yeah.
already like it's empty.
Well, that's the
biggest
thing
game
is-
of the year so far. Empty arena now.
Yeah, like
by
all the
third.
fans, like all the emotion, they just took it out with their gameplay.
Yeah.
And they had 5 guys scoring double figures that night with Reggie Miller sitting on the fucking bench, dude. Like, that's
Their
how
best
good
player
they
on the
were.
bench.
It was the way they were beating them too. That's what really cleared out this whole bottom area was they were just dominating them. And it was obvious that the Pistons were not going to get back in this game. Like if they made a little run, the Pacers were just like right there making another one. And that's what you start seeing. If you watch the third and fourth quarter of this game, you really start seeing fans start to just go down to be like, there's empty seats down there.
Yeah.
Why
and
can't we go down there?
Those are the rowdy fans who can't afford the courtside seats.
That's me.
Yeah.
And you know what I do at U of A games? I do that.
Riot.
No, in the first minute of the game. I get up to the highest point of the stadium, and then you scout out, and you're like, 2 empty seats, aisle, boom, I'm in.
There you go.
And then boom, you're in. Now you're sitting third row.
Sitting
you
by a
know?
bunch of old people.
You gotta do it with
Yeah, a
confidence.
whole bunch of old
That's the
people,
thing.
and then you're just yelling at, a ball brother.
Yeah, right. Your
I
shoes suck.
screamed so many obscenities at both ball brothers.
I'm glad you did.
Oh my God, he got a technical foul. That place, the whole thing, like the whole entire McHale was just fuck you. Like at once, it was children. It was great. It was great. That's the attitude I want at U of A.
Yeah.
But back to
But yeah,
Palace.
I mean, every time the Pistons tried to cut it, they cut it to 80-66. But then they got a couple of good buckets from, I believe, O'Neal, and then Jackson had 2 2-point shots to make it 93-79 with 3:52 to play. So the game's already fucking out of reach.
Game's over.
At
And
this
then-
point, both teams really should be subbing out their starters. I'm just going to say that, and neither team did.
And how good
Yeah,
must
neither
have
team
that
did.
felt for the fucking Pacers players to know,
Oh.
like, we are a better team than them. We just had a trash
Yeah,
series.
it was a closure game.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
what it was.
It
The-
should
the
have been a
coaches,
closure
The
game.
coaches were letting them have that.
It was
Yeah,
that statement for their season coming up, too. Like, we're going to go on and we're going to be the best regular season team again. And, I mean,
But then Jamal Tinsley.
Yes, he does.
Jamal
thank
Tinsley
you for bringing that up because I
gets
never knew
subbed
this.
in.
Yep.
And it's such a great
With
little
what?
piece.
3 minutes to go. Jamal Tinsley gets subbed into the game.
Oh, yeah.
And
Here's
walks
Ron
up
Artest.
to Ron Artest and says, "You can get your foul now."
Oh, yeah. You can get your foul now.
Which is such a ridiculous
That's
thing.
the worst thing to say to Ron Artest.
Worst thing.
Oh, my God.
The
It's-
worst thing.
That's like saying to Jeffrey Epstein, got 2 tickets to paradise, buddy.
Oh, man.
You want to go to Disney on Ice? That's what that is to Joe Biden.
Yeah. Hey, the Wiggles are in town.
A lot of heads to sniff.
But that's when you could see Ron Artest just kind of not have like this normal thought process of like, this game's over.
And his
Well, it was-
psychiatrist is there.
It was a normal thought process in terms of basketball where Ben Wallace was going up for a layup and everybody let him
Yeah.
go up for the layup. And Ron Artest said, "I don't want you to have that layup."
I know, but I'm just
45.9
saying
seconds to go. Yeah.
with 45
So-
seconds, that's what I mean. It's almost like they're snapping the ball to down it,
Kneel,
and somebody
yeah.
and kneel, and somebody like jabs their
Yeah, but still, like, you ever seen that that clip of I think it's Duke. I think Duke is playing like Stephen F. Austin in the
Okay.
beginning of the season, right?
Okay.
And Duke's it's like 79-25. Game's over. There's just 4 seconds left. And the Duke guy just like kind of like leaves the basketball and starts walking to the bench. And the Stephen F. Austin player just picks it up and then does like a really cool dunk and then screams at the Duke bench, being
Oh,
like,
that's
"It's not
awesome.
fucking over." And if I was
That's
a Duke
good, that's
player,
good.
I would have been very upset if
Yeah.
you did that.
Yeah.
So
No, all right.
that's
Hey,
where
all
Ron
right.
Artest
Well,
is
you know,
at.
a
You're
normal
not going to get this
person-
layup. You're
Ron-
not getting this layup.
A normal and well-adjusted person would have just gone, scoreboard. But Ron Artest,
A competitor, a
don't
true
do that.
competitor.
Yeah.
He's from the streets.
Don't do that. And they're up 97-82.
Yeah, so
there
there's
is
no comeback.
no way. And he follows Tinsley's instructions, and he goes and gets his foul.
He gets his foul.
He hammers him. He hammers him on that layup.
Hammers Ben Wallace, who should not be in the game.
No.
Ron Artest, who should not be in the game. I'm just saying, it's pretty ridiculous. And it really is just like a ridiculous foul, too, because he comes into the back. And that's something that if you don't play basketball or know something like that, those fouls, if they really, I mean, he could really fuck him up with that one. So, I mean, you see Ben Wallace just like take this energy that he has, possibly some dead brother energy, and that's where this is
That's
something
where the
that,
pushing and shoving ensues.
and it's
would've been
something that I
better-
found so interesting is like they were just like, no, like we're friends off the court. We're gonna push when shit gets heated, but like you got to do some serious disrespectful shit for us to actually start fighting.
Well, it would have been great
So-
if after he fouled him, this would have been the cherry on top of the shit Sunday if he went, Ben Walla la 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 la.
Steven Jackson was doing that.
Just fucking trolled him. I feel like that would have calmed everything down because they could have been laughing. Like,
Oh my
granted,
God.
it's an unwritten rule. You don't hack a guy with that time left, but then it would have brought levity to the situation.
Yes.
Everyone would have been like, oh, okay, well, the Pacers won. We'll get him again next time. Good on you, Steven Jackson, for making me laugh.
Like the best version of there's a real version of that in Ultimate Fighter. It's the season where Conor McGregor's fighting.
Shit.
I forget who he was fighting. I don't think they ended up fighting, but they were coaching. It was
Yeah.
Uriah Faber.
Okay.
And then, Connor's just like talking shit. He's like, fuck you, you know, and then this other guy's talking shit. And then one of Connor's team comes on, this Brazilian guy, and he goes, I will fuck you in ass. And then everybody just starts laughing. Like, it just totally ruined all the shit talk that they were
Comedy diffuses every hostile situation.
Like, even Connor was like, God damn. Like, just totally dropped his character.
How could
It's
you
like,
not?
dude.
But like that's what I mean. It's like it takes away all the anger and malice at the palace. But but it just that would have been great. But that's not what happens. And this is where I want to kind of blame the fucking officials for this.
Yep.
Because after that foul, they took entirely Tim Donaghy, by the way, game fixer of the 0-2 Western Conference Finals. Look that shit up. That's not a conspiracy. That's fucking reality. But they take forever to call this foul and fucking get these teams kind of separated and just try and finish the game.
Yeah.
So it's like a minute and a half of them kind of talking, and the players are all kind of
Shoving each other.
shoving each other
pushing.
in the middle of the court. And Ron Artest does.
That's when Ron.
You know what? He needs just a second. He needs a second to himself. He needs to reflect.
And
He
whatever
needs
fans
to-
are left, I want to bring up, sorry
Yeah,
to cut
please,
you off.
please.
Whatever fans are left, it's not families. It's not like
Oh,
old
no.
people excited. These are drunk, diehard Pistons fans on a Friday night who don't want to leave the arena because they have to go and live in Detroit.
Well, and they'll also have to throw away their beer when they have to leave. You can't-
Exactly, yeah.
You still have half a beer left.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get your money's worth.
Exactly. I got to drink the rest of this in this 45 seconds.
Exactly.
I have to.
Even though the last 45 seconds of a basketball game are generally like 20 minutes.
Yeah, you
yeah,
probably
at
get
least.
another beer. They should
Exactly.
honestly
You can go
keep
back
it
to
open.
concessions.
Yeah, they should keep it open to like 5 minutes to go in the game, to be honest. But they take it off at halftime usually.
Oh, God. But so Ron Artest, like
Yep.
you were saying, Chris, needs a moment of self-reflection from his psychiatrist.
Well, yeah, he uses what we talked about in the earlier episode, his psychiatrist's plan for him, which is
Counting.
the 1, 2, 3 breathe.
Yeah. Oh man, it's a
Exercise.
great technique.
And where does he
Just-
go to do that?
The scores.
Other than the scores table, move a couple computers out of the way, a little bit of elbow to a monitor, and you got
Lays
yourself
down.
a bed.
Then the Pacers broadcaster was like, I do not want to interact with him right now. I'm just going to let him the fuck be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he seemed to be doing okay. He was just
Yeah, he
laying
was just
there.
relaxing, doing his breathing.
And then a towel comes.
Well,
Yeah,
that was the
well-
thing was Ben Wallace felt like that was even more disrespectful
Yeah.
than the foul.
So
He
he
was just like,
started
I don't
stripping.
know what he was doing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
and that was great from Jermaine O'Neal. He was just like, and Ben Wallace had like 10,000 headbands, so he just starts pulling those off and throwing them. And that's the thing about Wallace was he was. In his
Mr.
defense,
Accessory.
well, yeah, but in his defense, he was just like, I didn't even really care about the foul. It was like the way he was reacting towards me getting pissed off, like, oh shit, you are being super disrespectful right now. And then Steven Jackson coming up with Wallace. And then, so he's throwing shit at him. He threw a towel at him. He threw his headband at him. And then give me the motion that he does, because there's something that Ben Wallace does to kind of get the fans a little bit more rowdy.
After Ben Wallace strips all his accessories off and throws them at the Indiana bench, he then goes like this while walking to his bench. He goes like this to the crowd to get them more riled up.
Big no-no.
As he's doing that, as Ben Wallace is going, oh, come on, let's go, get loud, a beer gets thrown.
In a plastic bottle, yeah.
Just gets tossed right to Ron Artest. Honestly, amazing throw.
Yeah,
I wanted to bring this
John
up.
Green, excellent throw.
I mean, to throw a cup that far and then
accurate.
hit your target right on the chest. I mean, nailed him.
Only positive thing I'll say about that was the accuracy.
Oh my God.
Who else can say that they've done that? That's like 15 rows and just boom, right on him.
And
That's
he didn't even
perfect.
crow hop. It was almost like he's playing beer pong with Ron.
No, I think he did. It looked like he lifted it so the liquid would stay at the bottom and carry it. It was smart.
Guys,
it was smart.
basketball. He put backspin on it, and he just fucking
Nailed him.
After that night, the Pistons were like, sign that guy.
Sign him. No, the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions,
are like, this guy.
Joey Harrington blows. This guy can lead us to victory.
Yeah. I don't know how far he can throw, but at least he can fucking complete the pass.
That's right. At least it's gonna hit the guy in the chest. Jesus,
Right.
man.
Right in the bread basket.
And I don't know about you two, but if I am hit by a foreign object filled with beer that is being wasted, I'm not happy.
Yeah, it's alcohol abuse.
Yeah, it's alcohol abuse is what it is.
It's
man,
100%.
Now, normally I'd look back. I may or may not fight the person depending on who it is. But Ron Artest, that is not a man you want to fuck
Yeah,
with.
what's that, a 5'6" white man?
Yeah.
And you're Ron Artest?
Yeah.
You're up 15 rows in about 3 seconds. It honestly wasn't even 3 seconds. It was like 2 seconds.
Oh,
it was
yeah, it
4
was.
steps for him,
But
and
you
he
know what
was
the
there.
best part was?
Yeah, no shit.
He didn't go after the guy that threw the fucking cup.
Well, he got the wrong one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, all white people look alike, Dom.
Yeah, well,
And-
come
we
on
all
now.
do look alike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he knew where it kind of came from, and he went over there. And there's this moment.
That poor guy, though. The other guy.
The guy
Oh, God,
the guy
poor
that
man.
he essentially attacks for doing nothing. There's this moment where there's just pure fear on his face, where everybody's looking like, "Who's Ron Artest going to hit?" And then he's like, "Oh shit, it's me."
Yeah, I would just be like fucking pointing, like
Yeah.
Like, no, and then you're asleep.
yeah, and then you just go to sleep, and then Jackson joins him in the stands to kind of be like, oh shit,
yeah.
And
but
one
there
of
was,
the best punches is
Yeah.
Jackson's.
Oh, Jackson laid that. Oh god, damn.
4 Pacers players in a matter of 4 seconds were in the 15th row.
Well, and it's like
4
that
of them.
Bruins Rangers fight we talked
guess
about.
which ones they were. Yeah, it is. It's a
Guess
lot
which
like
ones
it.
they were.
Yeah, just guess.
Go ahead. We'll wait. Call in if you know.
I think they know. And then
they
just
know
one
already.
random guy. I
Yeah.
didn't know his name because he wasn't really that big of a player. I think it was just like a bench guy.
Yep.
Who was just like.
He was down.
Yeah,
No, I don't think he was down. I think he was trying to get Ron.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just
I
like,
think that was his plan. Like
right.
he was like, I'm not trying to fight. I'm trying to carry Ron out of here.
it's like
because
he sees it
just.
set in motion. Like he's gonna kill a motherfucker.
I'm pretty sure a felony's about to happen.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah, and he probably stopped a felony.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Being
Ron's
there,
going to
holding
jail.
some fists back,
Well,
he probably
Steven
took a couple
Jackson-
pops.
Steven Jackson joins him, and as he gets right up next to him, another beer is thrown in Ron Artest's face.
Yeah.
And that's when you see Steven was just like, well, I saw where that came from. And then he just connects with just like a straight up, it's almost like a wrestling punch.
is, dude.
Where you're like, dude, did he just like, because that was just like, it was great. It's one of the best punches where you're like, okay, that guy deserves
like
it.
you know how you don't feel sorry for the guy that didn't throw the beer.
Yeah.
Or you feel sorry for
feel-
him. You don't feel sorry for this other asshole.
Exactly.
Like,
You know who I don't feel sorry for at all? The fucking idiot in the white white Pistons jersey.
Yeah.
And it's when they finally make it down out of the
Oh, yeah,
stands.
so-
Yeah,
they
those
finally
two
make
guys,
it to
yeah.
the court now, which is being overwhelmed by like I don't know, 10,000 plus Detroiters
Yeah.
just are coming down onto the court.
So let's address this. complete lack of security and cops at the game. Because
There's only 3
that's
officers.
What this,
On the court. On the court. There was probably like 100 at the game, but like on the court at the time that this happened, only 3.
Yeah.
So they come from out of the stands. There's a little bit of security that's taking Ron and Steven. And then for some reason, Ron just kind of finds himself by himself. Did you guys feel like that was super weird where like he was just fighting in the stands and then they just kind of let him kind of walk over to the and I couldn't tell if it was the Pacers or Pistons bench, but it was one of those two and he's just kind of walking over there and then this asshole.
Yeah, AJ Shackelford and Charlie Haddad. Yeah.
Yeah, 5'0" nothing, 400-pound, just blob of Detroit.
Eat your shitty pizza, assholes.
Fucking squares up to Ron Artest. He does the Ron Goldman. He's like, "What's up?"
Yeah,
dude?
Seriously though, like he gets that little bounce. You know what I mean? He's like, and then Ron just gives him a little 1-2, just like, okay,
all right, let's do this. And then out of nowhere, what's his name?
Jermaine O'Neal.
Because Charlie Haddad rushed him, and he was always looking for a lawsuit. The Pistons never wanted him at home games after a certain point because he was so rowdy and so stupid. And if he had not fallen going towards Jermaine O'Neal would have probably murdered him on the floor.
Jermaine O'Neal came in like freaking, I don't know, like Spider-Man.
Well, that's why I say the Steven Jackson punch was the best.
Because Detroit.
Like he was not in frame and then was just on top of this guy
with a punch. Yeah,
his arms are so long. He's like fucking 7 feet tall. It's like an extendo glove out of the screen.
Like you see almost Ron Artest kill a person, and then Jermaine O'Neal is on top of that person, like in a split second.
Oh God. But what's going on now is the fans who aren't trying to assault the players, but that are left, are fucking pissed off just at the whole scenario. So they're throwing food. They're throwing fucking water bottles, beer. Well, some of them are throwing pieces of the seats.
Also,
I saw an actual chair.
Folding chairs.
Folding chair.
Also, at this point, the refs ended the game. They awarded the game to the Pacers, and they announced it over the intercom.
Yeah.
Which was the stupidest fucking thing. So they were just like, all right, I know there's 40 seconds left, but the game's over. The Pacers won. Did you guys want to fight them? Because you can get on the court and fight them right now. We don't have any security.
We have 3 officers.
Like, that's literally what the announcements were like at that point.
People were calling the police.
Let me double down on these officers, these brave souls, because right after
I know, right?
Right after this Jermaine O'Neal, Ron Artest situation, one of them runs up with a mace can out, looking like he's gonna mace Ron Artest.
Oh no!
And then that's when you see the nicest man in the NBA come up, like, "Hey guys, what's going on? What are you guys doing?" And
he's like, "What are you doing down?"
They're like, Cheryl Miller's younger brother saves the day.
Well, he has this absolute white woman energy as he walks up. Thank God, because he's just like, "No, cop. We're the ones that are getting fucked up." And you can see on Ron Artest's face, like, "Oh shit, I got to fuck this cop up now."
It was almost like the energy of like, "You're not taking my son. I will discipline him at home."
Yes,
like,
exactly.
May I speak to your manager, your commanding officer?
And then the cop, even though you see the video, he's just like, "I wasn't gonna mace Ron Artest." He's literally just doing this with his mace can.
But that's like,
dude, if
that's
you mace
also
Ron Artest, he's stronger.
No, that's also optics, because everybody like in the documentary they were like, and he was running up with mace, looking like he was gonna mace Reggie Miller, and it was like he was never gonna. He knew exactly who Reggie Miller was. Like right when Reggie Miller looked at him and talked to him, he was like, "Okay, that's Reggie Miller."
Yeah.
Like it was a split second. Like, who's that? What is going on? Like there's 3 of them. And there's 10,000 plus people beating up the 20 NBA players that are on the court.
God.
So that's when they finally start. And I want to say something about the Piston players real quick, because there were a couple of them that jumped in. Ben Wallace and Rasheed Wallace.
Well, Derek Coleman was protecting Larry Brown's son, who was a ball boy. And Derek Coleman was if you don't know who he was a bad motherfucker. I mean, his career, I think he was a first overall pick. Yeah, he had all the talent in the world that just never panned out to like the Hall of Fame level he could have been, but he was a bad motherfucker, Derek Coleman. So like he actually did something good by running on the court.
Yes, no, 100%. I saw the only player that didn't leave the bench was Tayshaun Prince. I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying, shit goes down.
He was kind of a Nancy boy, though.
Yeah, well,
like he wasn't very physical.
I mean, let's be honest. You're not leaving that bench.
Me? Fuck,
Oh God,
are
no,
you
I
kidding?
wouldn't. But I'm not a 6'11" NBA player.
Even
No.
if you're a 6'11" NBA player.
I'd want to mix it up.
I might.
I'd be interested.
I mean, I would have been like,
I might for the situation, so I'm not saying for like.
I would have been the guy trying to grab Ron.
That's what I mean. I'm not looking. That's
would've-
what I mean. And I would be the guy trying to grab him and go. I'd be that bench player from the
Yeah,
Pacers.
yeah.
Look, guys, we got to get the fuck out of here.
I'm grabbing biceps,
Yeah.
pulling
No,
punches
I would've
back.
been-
No,
Like,
you're right.
not
I'm
killing
not-
anybody today.
I would have gone and asked for Reggie Miller's autograph and what it's like to be the bottom in a sibling relationship.
Tom bringing that Cheryl Miller energy because that's like a 130-point game right there, man.
Yeah.
Come on now. So
right.
they finally start to get the players
Best ever.
towards this the only exit. Jesus. They finally start to get the players towards this only exit. And that's when you start to see all of the fans who are not coming on the court but are super mad start to just go like gravitate towards
And
that.
it's a barrage of shit being thrown at them.
anything
Chair.
left.
It was
yeah.
like WWE, dude. It was crazy.
There was a chair that was thrown that was meant for Jermaine O'Neal.
It
that
was
hit
close.
an old lady.
Yeah.
It hit an old lady.
It was if you watch the video, it is like legitimately close to ripping him in
Now,
the head. This old lady died, turns out, but I'm just kidding.
If you do watch this video, you will notice while they're all leaving, it's like right at the end when they're all leaving, there's one lady, like up at the top,
Yeah.
that's waving to the player.
I did see
There's
that.
only
That was
one.
great.
That's like,
right.
yay!
Oh
like,
my
I'm a Pacers fan.
it's like, bye.
Go team. Avenge me.
Like it was her first basketball game. She's like, this is how they end. Cool,
Oh,
bye.
Imagine taking a child and staying through all of that. Like the PTSD they must have now. Like, this is how people behave.
Or imagine being one of the kids, like, you know how, like, the players usually, I mean, especially Ben Wallace at that game, he probably is giving out all those headbands and stuff.
Right.
So all those kids that are down there by the tunnel,
treasure. Yeah.
that just, like, were there, like, with 3 minutes to go in the game, and then this broke out, and they're like, well, we can't leave now. Now you can't get out.
Yeah.
Like, and they're just stuck there waiting for that European soccer moment where
Yeah.
it just collapses because everybody was pushing on each other. Like,
Your son's
The
just like, can we
stands just
please
collapse.
leave? You're just like, no, you have to watch this. This
Watch,
is
become a
important.
man.
Yeah.
One of the best things
This is history.
Yeah, one of the best things I read was the second Artest went into the stands, apparently someone was watching a game with Commissioner David Stern, and he just mouthed, "Holy shit."
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, because that was like a huge, because like the NBA, as we talked about in our Magic Johnson episode, him and Bird kind of saved it from being like knockout, drag out fights every fucking night. Like he kind of, despite a number of his faults, brought legitimacy to the league and then later marketed it with Jordan. This was like his worst case fucking fear scenario of anything, of
He
players
had to.
reverting to this.
I mean, and then the media, classic media.
No, classic
fucking
media.
up
Well,
the story.
Let's talk about what happens when they go right into the locker room.
Oh,
Ron
God,
Artest
yes.
is
Oh,
so
God, yes.
he is so funny. They go
man.
into the locker room. Steven Jackson goes with fam. You know, and he was just talking about how he stands together. They get in there, sits down next to Ron Artest. Ron Artest looks at him and says, "Do you think we're in trouble?
Oh God. Oh God.
Do you think we're in trouble?" And Steven Jackson's like, "I don't think we're going to have jobs tomorrow, man. Like, what do you think is
I
going
think
to
Austin
happen?"
Crozier was like, and that was when we realized Ron was not in his right mind.
Yep.
It's like, that was
100%.
the moment?
That's the moment.
That one?
Not when he decided to take a nap on the scores table.
How would you feel being another one of that
He's taking his 5.
How would you feel though being one of that psychiatrist patients for Ron Artest went to, being like, oh, guess I better find somebody else now.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it doesn't.
I hope my insurance takes somebody else.
So that's the what happened, and then the aftermath. That's
Yeah.
what I want to get into now, because I feel like looking at it now, you're like, God, man, the media just did not
They
portray
fucking
this in the
railroaded
right.
the players
Yeah,
so
they-
bad when
yeah.
it should have been the fans.
Yes.
Because that's where it all came from. And
Also, the
Ben
security
Wallace-
at the stadium.
Yeah.
The lack thereof.
It's all Detroit's fault.
It's always Detroit's
As
fault.
most things in America, fucking Detroit. Disappointment.
The thing that just kept going around, and check out our Allen Iverson episode. I'm going to get
Allen
words
Iverson?
out. Yeah.
Unique
Jesus
New
Christ.
York.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I like Allen Iverson.
Yeah, thank you, Ninerson. But check it out. This is where they started implementing the dress code that they were trying to really like clamp down on this. And this is
that
the
and one style. of
Yes.
Now,
Thank
Chris,
you.
anybody with cornrows and tattoos is a thug.
Exactly. And that was the word that kept getting passed around. It was just like, these thugs. We're not against rappers. We're against these thugs. And it was just like this
You said
ridiculous.
that like they should have been against rappers. That's
I mean, they wanted to say
The inflection was
N-word,
wrong
but
on
they
that.
said
The
thugs.
inflection
You said
was
that
wrong.
Like it was rappers' fault that this happened. Blame rap. I blame Jay-Z and the Lil Wayne.
Guys, it's thugs with a hard S.
So the media just totally railroads him. The thing that I thought was ridiculous was they actually had criminal charges and it went to court and I mean that's what I found ridiculous
But it's
because
self-defense,
of
man. Fuck.
well, just because of the scenario.
Oh, yeah, didn't they get off on self-defense?
Yeah, that's basically what happened. Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm surprised it actually went to court where the attorney, whatever, the district attorney was just like, I think this case is gonna pan out. It's just like, no, are you fucking kidding? Like,
Did
these
you
were
watch it?
professional. Yeah. Outside of the only one that was possible was Ron Artest hitting that one guy. That was the first one. That was the only one. But even that, you could still say that
Make
it
the
was
argument.
and they did, and he got off. But the suspensions from the NBA
Bullshit.
were such bullshit. What was it? So I know Ron Artest
Clint
did a
wrote 'em
full
down.
season.
Oh, yeah, I got them written down. Hold on. Okay, yeah, Ron Artest was for the full season.
Yep.
Steven Jackson was 30 games. Jermaine O'Neal was 25 games. And then you said
Ben Wallace was only 6 games.
6
He
games.
should have been
Ben
in that
Wallace-
Jackson range or even closer to Artest.
Artest, because they started it.
Yeah,
The people who
exactly.
started, both parties, the whole season should have been gone. Steven Jackson, I mean, honestly, just because of what it was, it should have been like 15 games, to be honest. Like, he's just trying to get his friend out of there, and then he gets punched.
Yeah,
what is
he
he
gets
supposed to
punched
do?
first, yeah.
And then Jermaine O'Neal, again.
The guy bowed him up. He went after him.
Yeah, should have. Yeah, I don't think it should have been as big as it was with the players.
Well,
They
O'Neal's
should have-
went down because he appealed it, and they
Yeah.
were like, after they watched the whole thing, not just like the condensed TV version, like when a jury saw this and then the commissioner's office saw this, they're like, okay, well, we're going to take it down a bit.
Yeah, they should have kind of like I don't know, like how the NCAA probably would have handled it and been like no fans for like a month.
Oh,
Like,
right, yeah.
would've
Yep,
really
that would've been good.
clamped down on it, and then like the fans would have known, like, oh, you can't be that rowdy.
Yeah, that was our fault.
One of the
Yeah.
best quotes was fucking Jermaine O'Neal. They had asked him, like, oh, man, what was it like? You know, because we watched it on TV, and he was like, it was 20 times worse in person. Like, that was just a full-on fucking melee that was taking place. Like,
I saw that the players lost something around 11 million in revenue.
Artest lost almost 5 by himself.
And then
That 11.
Jermaine lost something like 4.
Well, he was going to
just
lose
from-
more with the album. So
That's true,
Oh,
yeah.
so
Oh, God.
Check out that.
Go
album.
buy that album.
Thank you.
don't
yeah.
buy the album.
Damn it.
Gosh, the album is the reason COVID's a thing.
That's what happened. It
the
wasn't
butterfly
the Chinese.
effect.
Yeah.
Yes, the butterfly
Because the
effect.
Chinese were like, let's create a fucking virus that'll make us die and not have to listen to this trash.
No more meta world peace. So let's go on to the aftermath
Yeah.
because everybody talks about this. This was Reggie Miller's probably best chance.
And it was his last year, I think, too.
Last year, he ends up retiring, and they were talking about this team going into the season really was, and this is something that I don't agree with, that they were saying they were like, oh, we had that championship on lock. It's like, no, you didn't, but you definitely were the best team early on in the season.
Yeah, that's what LeBron says every time he doesn't win a championship.
Yeah, right.
Clint loves LeBron.
We had it on lock. Shut
Yeah.
up, you bitch.
If luck wasn't a factor,
Well,
I'd
that
win
year
every
I
time.
wanted to bring up, the Pistons made it to the NBA Finals. Well,
Yep.
they lost to the Spurs because of Robert Horry's heroics in Game 5. The Pistons were the Eastern Conference
The
champions.
Pistons
specifically
were the
because
team
this.
of
Yeah.
that 5 years.
Well, and the thing is, because you suspend Artest for a season, O'Neal for a huge chunk, and fucking Jackson for that huge chunk, you've just basically neutered any competition Detroit has the rest of the way.
Yeah, and then Miller was still hurt for like 3 weeks,
Exactly.
including that. So, yeah. they
Let me
were
say this
done.
as to how good the Pacers were. They destroyed the Pistons without Miller.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like,
That's
that's
what
how
could've
good
been.
that team was.
I mean, he's probably right. They probably would have swept through the playoff. Like,
Through the East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
Through the East for sure, 100%.
but
So then we get and this is one of the sadder interview times is Ron Artest ends up going to the Lakers. They end up winning that next in 2 years or something, I believe.
Yeah.
And he has this interview where they are asking him about it, and he's like, yeah, but I totally ditched my homies. I should have won this with Jermaine and Steven, and I should have won this. And he was talking about that, how he had to get away from wearing the Indiana Pacer jersey because he just didn't feel comfortable in it.
He called himself a coward in the
Yeah.
interview. He literally called himself a coward.
This is right after he wins his first championship.
Yeah.
And he was just like, well, I'm a coward. And it's just like, God damn, this guy is just not right in the head. So,
Well, yeah, and then you change his name to Meta World Peace.
Yeah, right. Oh,
well, he was trying to get it out there. Yeah. All of the
What,
world
that he's
peace.
batshit?
Yeah.
yeah, right.
That was one
At
of
least
the
he didn't
better
go
quotes.
full Lamar Odom. Jesus.
That was one
That's
of the
true.
better
Data
quotes from
Kardashian,
his
die of crack, live.
never truly live.
Every man dies.
You never truly live until you die. That's a Lamar Odom quote.
That's the thing, though, when he was releasing that album, he was just like, I'm just trying to do what I want to do, and that's not crazy. And you're just like, oh, shit, yeah, you're fucking crazy. So that's the thing is, so he had a championship. Steven Jackson had a championship with the Spurs. The two guys that really kind of got screwed
Everybody
over.
but
O'Neal
Reggie
got
Miller.
screwed.
Yep. And Jermaine O'Neal. Because Jermaine O'Neal, that literally was their time coming together.
He was an all-star. He was fucking turning the corner of his career because you remember he was a high schooler drafted by Portland and he was barely playing on those Jailblazers teams.
Yep.
Gets shipped to Indiana and just starts fucking becoming a beast. If he had gone to college, he would have been that age and just he was a really good guy in the paint for an extended period of time. And this just fucking threw a goddamn crowbar in the gears.
Well, the Pacers just never came back, and they have not for the last
Which is why, kids,
2 decades.
you should always just go to college. Come to U of A.
Yeah, right?
If
Come to
you're
U of
an
A.
If you're
athlete
Jermaine
and
O'Neal.
you're listening to this,
Steven Jackson tried. He couldn't get into U of A.
get to U of A.
Seriously.
Yeah, probably Lute was like, "You're too much. You're too much.
You're too much.
Too much.
Too much.
All right."
But yeah, this was a huge black eye on the NBA. And it's shitty that it was framed as far as like, you know, society saw it as like all these unruly players. And this is kind of why Chris and we wanted to do this series. It's like, this is not on the players. This is the fans behaving badly.
Yeah, the fans did this to these players.
Yeah.
They are the reason the players acted like this. Yes, there was fouls and stuff, but that would have been cleared up. It happens every other NBA game.
Yes,
right? Those
exactly.
type of scuffles. Even
Yes.
today. Even today. Like, so I just don't throw shit.
Yeah.
Don't throw shit and go to college. I think that's Clint's.
Yeah, you can scream anything you want at these players.
Yeah, they've heard it all before.
Except for Russell Westbrook. He'll get upset if you say you're bad. He'll come up to your seat and call you a racial slur and say that you said it first.
Exactly.
And then drop a triple double.
And then it's like, Russell, everything is filmed today. She didn't say it.
Well,
like we saw the video. She didn't say it.
multiple angles.
Chris, drop the
You
triple
yelled at an
double
old
and then
woman.
go out in the second round of the NBA playoffs.
Oh yeah. And then talk about how good that is. He's just like, well, we made it to the second round this time, and you're like, God damn it.
Terrible.
Thank you all.
Terrible.
Thank you very much.